So ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the car. The Fat Lad Neil Pickup with you here. Supernatural Strength channel at its most professional. I find myself back in the car, travelling back from Eddie the Beast Hall's house. We've been travelling up and down this motorway a lot this last week or two. Getting as many hours under the belt of the Beast. Ahead of the match that's forthcoming December 14th. Eddie will face Brian Shaw in the United States of America at a location yet to be disclosed. The king of the table. But it ain't that we're speaking about today, no. Dateline check, it's October 29th, Tuesday. This weekend, Saturday, 2nd of November, East versus West 15 will go ahead. Incredible card put together by Engin Terzi and the East versus West promotion. And we talked on the way down to Eddie's today about a number of the matches that I'm most interested in and the nuance within those matches. We got another one, and this is the co-headliner, the co-main event of the stacked card, and it will take place on the left arm in the men's heavyweight division between two guys with incredible reputations, incredible pedigree, who are right at the top of the game. Ivan Matyushenko, the multiple EAF and WAF champion, and he will put it all on the line against arguably the pound for pound number one, and certainly the best heavyweight that we have seen pound for pound in quite some time, ALIZHAN Muratov of Kazakhstan. So let's start there. Let's talk about ALIZHAN himself, a world champion in the WAF, and a guy that burst onto the scene winning the WAF super heavyweight division when he was not in fact a super heavyweight. And if you are to believe the myth and legend at that time, it was that this guy was the overall champion of Kazakhstan. Of course, that is the home of the man who is recognised as the global number one left-hander in the world at the moment, ALIZHAN Muratov. A match that surely we will see at some point. But the man he's facing here, Ivan Matyushenko, is as dangerous as it gets, and also, we know, ran Morozov very, very close. And on another day, those in the know, including myself, believe that he may have tilted that win. Why is Ivan Matyushenko so dangerous? Well, a number of reasons. Style is a big one. Styles make matches. Styles make fights. And in the case of Ivan Matyushenko, for most arm wrestlers, his style is lethally dangerous. This is a guy who supinates so well, who has so much control of his hit, puts the match into his area of comfort as fast as and as efficiently as anyone in the game today. He's been arm wrestling for many, many years. I think I first came across just how dangerous this guy was back in the PAL when I matched him against Ivakin Taras on the right arm. This guy is efficient left and right. Doesn't really make much of a difference. He'll tell you otherwise, but certainly on the left arm, he's got this style nailed down. And we've seen evidence of that. Wins against the Golden Dragon, Kamil Jablonski, on the right arm. We've seen just how dangerous this guy is when he faced ALIZHAN Muratov. If he finds what he wants in the match, his opponent feels incredibly boxed in. It's a very difficult position to work back from because he takes away the hand and the wrist. He puts the arm in such a negative position and shuts down a lot of the opportunities to claw your way back into the match. He leaves very little room for adjustment, technically. That's what makes Matyushenko so dangerous. He is a clinical finisher. He's a sniper. Hits very quick, hits very efficiently, and neutralises his opponents. Speed is a weapon. I've talked about this many times in a lot of the match breakdowns. And that is going to be a key thing for me in this match. Who gets what they want first? Let's look for a moment at ALIZHAN Muratov. Muratov's explosivity also probably his primary weapon. He's got massive strength, but it's the power of the movement. He's such a powerful arm wrestler. He gets to where he can put down maximum top end strength in the shortest possible time. He's very dynamic. His transitions are very, very smooth. He's actually much more of an orthodox arm wrestler than Ivan Matyushenko, far nearer to that orthodox spectrum of movement. But he does a lot of the movements with so much power, so much ferocity, that it separates him from the chasing pack. And I wonder whether ALIZHAN is even faster to his position than Ivan Matyushenko. It's that point which I believe will be a governing factor in this arm wrestling match. Which one of these athletes can get where they want to be the fastest? I'll be honest with you, I've got a little backwards and forwards on this one. I started off and I had ALIZHAN as a relatively heavy favourite, and then I started to break that down in my own mind and look back at the Tom Morozov match and just analyse it a little bit. Look at what Matyushenko was able to do that day, and he was so incredibly impressive. He's so very, very dangerous. When he gets his spot, his ability to neutralise his opponents, I spoke about a minute ago, is probably the best in the world. He's probably more efficient at that than anyone else currently in the game. Can he take ALIZHAN Muratov out of position? Can he take away a lot of that power? Is he fast enough to get to that spot? Is he fast enough to get an efficient block on ALIZHAN? Interestingly, when I spoke to Ivan Matyushenko, he told me that he felt that ALIZHAN's style, ALIZHAN's natural pulling style, was probably the most dangerous out there to combat his own. That in itself does make you lean towards and favour ALIZHAN Muratov, because in Ivan Matyushenko you're talking about a really cerebral, very, very experienced arm wrestler who knows exactly what he's doing, who knows exactly what weapons he's utilising to take away his opponent's top end. And if he sees ALIZHAN as a very difficult technical threat, the question would be, what has he got as a plan B? And I'll be honest with you, I don't think that plan B would be too far away from plan A. I think there are very few things that he does differently to his A game, to his acid move, his signature win. And for that reason, it's kind of a glory or bust scenario here for Ivan Matyushenko. I mean, the joke is, same thing, only harder. There is a little bit of that for me here. I feel like if Matyushenko is good enough to get what he wants, then he will stick with that. If he's not good enough to get what he wants, then he will probably stick with that. I think it's what he does best, and I think outside of that comfort zone, he's less effective and less efficient. ALIZHAN, by contrast, we've not actually seen this guy have to show us what he is capable of from a technical perspective. It very well may be that ALIZHAN has a lot more to offer in that respect. It very well may be that Muratov can do a lot more than we think he can. Isn't that a scary thought? If you are a man in or around that weight class, if you're a man anywhere around that weight class, including the super heavyweight champion of the world. ALIZHAN Muratov is a fascinating arm wrestler. More so because we haven't seen him top out. We don't know where that level starts to be tested. Nobody really has had enough to make this guy work very hard. And that's what makes him so interesting, so exciting as an arm wrestler. He's not a big character. He's not a talker. That's one thing these guys have in common. There's no big affront over there. Nobody's going to be taking a rise out of their opponent. I think that this match will take place in almost a benign environment. It's not going to be in any way a battle of wills mentally. I think it's about a battle of wills at the table for who gets the technique they want the fastest, who gets where they want to be the quickest, and when they do, can they make it stick? Let me know who you like, guys. Who you like in the comments. Is it ALIZHAN? Is it the speed? Is it the power of Muratov? Or is it the exacting style, the finishing, clinical style of Ivan Matyushenko? I'd love to hear your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think. Let me know who you've got. It's coming this weekend. Saturday, November 2nd, East versus West 15 in Turkey. If you haven't got the pay-per-view, get it now. This is going to be an unbelievable card. I'm going to be there. So many guys are going to be there. This is going to be a great event. If you are out at the show, come over, say hello. I'd love to meet you guys, as many fans as possible, while we're over at East versus West. Make sure you come and say hello. And for anybody, if this is your first time here on Supernatural Strength, please like, share, and do us a favour. If you can hit that subscribe button, we'd really appreciate it. It's a small thing, but it's big for the channel. Thanks again for tuning in, checking out. Hope you enjoyed this little piece, and yeah, hope this drive back north is kind and we don't have too much traffic. Ladies and gents, biggity bong. See you soon.
Do you awake? Do you awake?